Hello everybody, welcome to Review a Day, episode number 117 for Friday, January the 16th, 2009. Hello everybody, welcome to Review a Day, the daily video blog where I review a movie 7 days a week. My name is Leland Brungler and thank you very much for joining me. I have been so fucking lazy about doing this every single day. I really am trying to get back on a daily schedule. I know that I had said I was going to go down to 3 times a week. Fuck that. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna keep doing the daily reviews. It's tough, but I have a lot of fun doing it, so I'm gonna keep on doing this. The film I'm gonna be reviewing for you guys today is My Bloody Valentine 3D. This film is directed by Patrick Lussier, who's a director I really didn't know anything he had done. I think he did the like straight-to-DVD sequel of White Noise 2, I believe. This film stars Jensen Ackles and Jamie King. Jensen Ackles of Supernatural and Smallville. Jamie King of, I think she's in Pearl Harbor, I believe, maybe? Who cares? My Bloody Valentine 3D is a pretty standard horror film story. It's a small mining community, and basically, in the past, this a bunch of miners get trapped and killed. One of them survives, and he's in a coma for a number of years. He wakes up from his coma after like a couple of years, and he becomes a murderer, basically. And he murders a bunch of teenagers. 10 years later from that murderous rampage, this guy wearing a gas mask and a pickaxe comes back from the dead, supposedly, and starts murdering people again. Fairly typical. My Bloody Valentine 3D is apparently being played places in just 2D, just as a normal film. This movie should not exist unless you're seeing it in 3D. Go to the theater and see this movie in 3D, because if you don't, you are not going to enjoy it, because this movie is pretty terrible. The movie itself is awful. I was actually I would say probably 60% of this movie, I was enjoying it, and I really thought that the filmmakers were kind of in on the joke of how bad it was. The acting is just fucking corny and really funny. The story is just so incredibly typical. But I will say that I had a fucking blast watching this movie. I just got back from the midnight screening. I saw it at a Regal Cinemas. The theater I saw it in smelled like beer and weed, which was fantastic. I loved the experience I had of sitting in a theater at midnight with all of these people and shouting shit at the screen, you know, run bitch run. This movie's ridiculous. And I feel like a lot of the movie, the filmmakers were in on the joke. There's a female in this movie who is naked for every single second she is in the film. You're introduced to her and she's having sex with a guy, and the killer basically breaks in, and she runs around naked for about 10 minutes being chased by this murderer. The gore of this movie is pretty brutal. I actually thought there's a kill in the first probably 10 minutes of the film. That was pretty sweet. He used a shovel. The majority of the kills use a pickaxe. And I will say I was a bit disappointed, because when I heard that this was going to be a horror movie in 3D, I was like, someone's head will come out of the screen. A head will be flung at me. A lot of shit was flung at me, but no one's head, so I was a little disappointed. I will say that this is probably one of the best, the 3D effects of this one were the best of any I've seen. I saw Monster House in 3D, I also saw Bolt in 3D, and I really didn't think that those films used 3D to really that great of an advantage. This film fucking took advantage of it. There's a moment when the murderer, you know, the guy with the gas mask throws his pickaxe at the screen, and it kind of scared me. I jumped. It was a blast. I mean, this movie is probably a 2 out of 5, the actual movie. If I saw this movie and it wasn't in 3D, if I didn't see it at midnight with all of these people shouting at the screen, it would definitely be a 2 out of 5. But I have to say that I did have a blast laughing at this movie with everyone else in the theater, and I don't think people are going to see this film because they really want to be scared. You shouldn't go into this expecting a creepy, scary horror film. You should go in expecting to have a good time with your buddies, expecting to laugh, to yell shit at the screen with the 3D glasses. The 3D is pretty great. This movie isn't scary. The movie's a 2 out of 5, but the experience I had of watching this movie, I will give a 3 out of 5, but I'm not quite sure that it was the intended experience the filmmakers had for us, but I did love it. If this movie comes out on DVD and it's in 3D, I'll definitely be picking it up. If you guys liked this review, make sure to head over to nitpicket.com for all of my reviews. I'll be posting a more in-depth review, more in-depth, coherent review of this film there. Make sure and give me some star ratings. Make sure and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.